Contrary to popular belief, I don't really hate too many people. It takes a certain level of malevolence, or what I would consider to be evil, in order for me to even give you enough of a time of the day to put enough thought into your existence in considering you evil. Like, Justin Trudeau negatively affects my life, but I don't hate him. I think that he's misguided and rather dumb, but I don't hate him. Joe Biden, for as much bad as he has done to the country and to his own family, I don't hate him for that. Even people that I've been in fights with, former friends or anything like that, I have a very, very, very short list of people that I hate or think are irredeemable. We talked about one yesterday in Johnny Somali that I think is, he's approaching that list where I think that it's like there's nothing good there at all whatsoever, and the moment that he's out of the public conscious, the better everybody's life will be. But there is one person that has specifically come to prominence in 2024 that I can unquestionably put on this list, and that is Alyssa Mercante. She is a malicious liar. She's a coward, a bully, degenerate, and all-around malcontent. There is very few people that I could say that same thing about. None really come to mind at this point. And yeah, I thought about this. I've thought about this quite a lot throughout 2024, just starting everything off by trying to make Gamergate 2 all about her lying, maliciously lying, trying to get people canceled, deplatformed when she was covering, Sweet Baby Inc. detected group, lying about what Sweet Baby Inc. does, and then also attempting to malign Cabrutus for what he does with his Steam Curator group, as well as him in general, lying about his supporters in the Discord group that she tried to infiltrate and misrepresent, picking fights with YouTubers only for them to accept and then for her to chicken out and then to denigrate their audience in return, and then also write a review for one of the highest profile gaming releases of the year, only to make it all a sob story about my victimhood in the Shadow of the Erd Tree, the Elden Ring DLC, to now lie about getting fired from Kotaku to start a burgeoning Twitch career by streaming Overwatch 2. Like, here's the thing. Overwatch 2 is pretty much a dead game, and you're streaming on a platform that has a worse reputation than your very own, and you're not monetized, and this was your big leap that you were going to be making. It's like, none of it makes sense. You're a malicious liar, and now, after this story, this really does take you to a point where I just think you're evil. I don't hate you. I really think you're evil. Alyssa Mercante just announced on stream that her plan to grow her audience in order to get partnered, monetized, is to talk about how she was suing a YouTuber for defaming her. Interesting, because she sent a cease and desist to Smash JT, who is putting this stuff out here and has also been at the center of a lot of the Alyssa Mercante related controversy this year. But for her to just arrogantly announce that this is her plan, where she's just going to drive and weaponize rage baiting, it's like, we've seen your Twitter account this year, and yeah, that all checks out. It's just, normally you're not so stupid as to announce this, but anyways, okay, so she makes that announcement there. I won't play that for you, mostly because, well, I find her detestable in all forms, especially her unique ability to assault you auditorially. Yeah, and then for her to brag about this on stream as well, it'll make a lot more sense here in a second. Well, yeah, because you are a, baby eater 2 times over. See how that works. Very interesting, right? What do we mean by that? Well, she's exposing herself as one of those shout your abortion types, and it's actually even worse than that. Like, I didn't think, okay, being proud about an abortion. Like, I understand that there's, especially thanks to the CDC data that's been out there, there are very, 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 very rare exceptions to when an abortion is warranted. But most of the time, yeah, it's malicious and it's always done at the whims of whatever whore gets knocked up. Case in point, admitted child eater Alyssa Mercante claims she is still pursuing legal action against YouTuber Smash JT. Well, what are we talking about? Alyssa Mercante, a former senior editor at Kotaku, recently fired, claimed that she is still pursuing legal action against YouTuber Smash JT. In a thread on X, Mercante wrote, "Jeff Tarzia called me a baby killer for half an hour on his stream while seemingly wine drunk, but what was funnier was him repeatedly needing 30 seconds to queue up a soundboard reaction for his jokes." Okay, and then she admitted to being a baby killer. Love that a stranger who has been making videos about me and saving every picture I post for 8 months thinks he knows why I chose to have an abortion, and that him and another man can and should talk about it for over an hour on stream. Well, you go ahead and make those announcements public. You want to make yourself this public figure. You want to take on a social media career. What you put out there is for the world to discuss. Otherwise, if you want to keep private matters private, you keep them behind closed doors, you bumbling idiot. But maybe this is all a part of your rage baiting strategy in order to get monetized on Twitch. I mean, I guess when you're trying to suck up to Hassan, and not even that double-digit IQ'd idiot will give you the time of day, you're kind of doing something wrong. But yes, I chose to have an abortion, and that him and another man, and should, yes, talk about it for over an hour on stream. These people are despicable. Well, I would say anybody who decides to take a life is despicable, but, you know, we have our disagreements. Finally, Mercante shared, and yes, I have to keep track of what he's doing because I'm still pursuing legal action. It is the most exhausting part of this process. Not discussing this anymore, though. He clearly had a breakdown over this yesterday, and the stuff he said was horrible. Well, I mean, this is you right here, you know, from back in September of 2021. I got pregnant at 25 by my then husband. I'm sorry, what? Is she doing a K. Corleone type thing here? I had an abortion. I left that relationship 4 years later. What? It was toxic and abusive. You killed your husband's kid, and then you hung around for 4 years, you lazy bitch. Like, what the fuck? Imagine if I had kept the kid. Get the F out of here. What? Yo. Like I said, okay, I seen this story pop up, right? And that's like, okay, you know, YouTuber or game journo drama. It doesn't really do much for me. I see what Smash JT does, and he does some very good work. Much better journalism than Alyssa Mercante has done in her entire life. But then I seen this post right here, and it's like, that takes a special amount of evil, because there's so much to unpack right there. Okay, you got knocked up by your husband. First of all, somebody taking you off the market, that's a special type of simp. And then you also hanging around for an additional 4 years. Him letting you hang around for an additional 4 years is very interesting after you announce that, yeah, I had an abortion. You're showing that you're making multiple poor decisions with your mate selection, and then also with your contraceptive choices. You could get an IUD. You could be on the pill. You could just not bang the guy. You live in New York. They have a fairly strict set of divorce laws that are obviously going to be in your favor, even more so than the general divorce laws across the entire nation. But no, you expose yourself as being one of the most skin-crawling people I have seen in a very long time. And then, in doing a little bit more digging, she makes another claim. In May of 2022, she then admitted, yeah, she took the life of another child. I just had an abortion last month. F all of you ancient-ass men, straight into the F&C. Very articulate. I can see why Kotaku decided to let your immense talents walk. Mercante previously sent a cease and desist letter to Smash JT claiming he was defaming and harassing her with simply using her own words. Smash JT's lawyer, Ron Coleman. Oh, really? Oh shit, yeah, she's gonna need a third abortion for how hard Ron's gonna screw her. Cease and desist writing. Yeah, we will not rebut your assertions point by point. None of the statements you attribute to Mr. Tarzia of Section 1 of either of your letter is defamatory under New York or California law because they are either true or protected opinion or polemic. Additionally, your speculation as to what Mr. Tarzia knew, what motivated any comments he may have made, and then the financial operation of Mr. Tarzia's social media are incorrect and baseless, he continued. For that reason, or for these reasons and many others, your assertions that Ms. Mercante would prevail if this matter were taken to court is not only unfounded, but it is apparently an empty threat. In fact, as you are doubtless aware, if these claims were litigated in either New York or California, Smash JT's in California and Mercante's, I don't know, days away from living in Central Park, they would not only be dismissed, but it would, but yes, it is your client who would be exposed to potential liability under anti-SLAPP laws in both states. Yes, this harassment claims described by Section 2 of your letter are just as meritless, a daisy chain of fallacious reasoning, both legal and factual, undergirded by yet more speculation about Mr. Tarzia's mindset, the activities, and the overblown depiction of the centrality of your client to his work. Mr. Tarzia bears no responsibility, moreover, for any harm your client has suffered suffered as a result of the kiwi farms. Your client's ire and her lawyer's condescending letters should be directed to that entity, not to Mr. Tarzia. Yeah, exactly. And Ron Coleman, he's pretty good at what he does, okay? And as such, Alyssa has not responded well and definitely didn't after the rebuttal to that cease and desist letter, as you can see. I was hopeful that Tarzia would take my letter as an opportunity to be more mature. I mean, no self-awareness at all detected this time around. Please do not direct anything hateful or harassing towards him, and do not reach out in any capacity. Let the courts handle this. Yes, I can't speak any further at this moment until, of course, there comes a point in time where you exposing yourself for being a irresponsible and malevolent individual comes to light. Then I'll talk about it some more and continue to talk about it some more. Post all the pictures of your kids that you want, Jeff. What are we doing? Talk to me when your daughter becomes a teenager and learns who voted for a man who wants to rob her of bodily autonomy, and you have hundreds of pictures of a woman you could have fathered saved on your hard drive. What are you trying to allude to there, you absolute freak? But her trying to say, oh, Jeff, you're eventually going to have to talk to your daughter about not being like me, that I allow my box to be used as a load delivery service for everybody running the block. Again, man, it's like the freaks on that side of the equation don't understand how unhinged they really are. But yeah, as Smash points out, it's fine to take pot shots at each other for banter, Alyssa. Don't break the unspoken rules of engagement. Too bad you didn't have a college professor indoctrinate you with human decency. Yeah, and this is where it's like seeing this stuff, and then also, just being super proud about having the old scrape and suck procedure. It pushes me from a point where I think that she's a rage baiter to just being simply outright evil. But good for her. Best of luck on your Twitch career, because we all know you're not getting rehired by Kotaku, because those days, they are unnumbered. But one of your previous places of employment, one of those old cam sites, I'm sure they probably kept your seat warm. So perhaps you can funnel enough people from your Twitch stream, all dozen of them that check it out on the regular. I'm sure you could carve yourself out a nice piece of the internet. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.